No, not yet.
Oh.
Now it's started.
It has begun.
Now
I'm
we're
Frankie,
live.
y'all.
Frankie, y'all.
Hey, guys. It's me, Frankie. And I grew up my hair a little bit. It's a little less black. And I'm a little taller.
Oh, that was good.
Welcome to Incredible Critics.
Welcome to Incredible Critics. Incredible, not because we're awesome, but because the other hosts of the show's credibility is seriously in
I was
question.
going to say, speak for yourself.
I'm Tim Gruber, your host this week, joined by the ever more lovely wife of mine, Brittany Gruber.
Hey.
So
I got drawn in last minute.
Frankie might appear wildly. We don't know.
He might be dead. We don't know.
Ben could not make it tonight. He is out ice fishing, actually.
Where?
Wherever.
They ice fish? Is he
the Great White North?
Great North?
Canada.
The
Great White North, eh? Up there grabbing an ice fish by the hole in the ice, eh? That's all I got. Sounded more like Coach from
dun, dun, da, 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 da. What is that one song?
What was that?
From Frozen.
Oh, right. When they're cutting the ice.
Yeah.
They're harvesting ice.
Yep.
So,
wasn't quite right.
This week on Incredible Critics, we are going to talk about what's on.
I got incredibly dragged in.
We're going to talk
last minute.
We're going to talk about top movie musicals of ever as rated by us. And who knows what else?
It might just come up. It's just going to be, we're just going to roll with the flow, roll with the punches.
We're going to go with the punches.
We're just going to jive.
Do it live. We're doing it live. So without further ado, what is on? Dramatic pause for music. Mark edit for music. That was for Ben. So Britt, what have you been watching this week? What is on here?
The girls and I read the book, the first one, Anne of Green Gables.
Yes.
The book.
Yeah.
And so, being girls and enjoying such things as Anne of Green Gables.
Also Canadian.
We watched the first Anne of Green Gables, and now we watched the first half of the second one today.
Yep.
Because they enjoyed it
almost
so much.
The second half too. I mean, we
didn't.
I say almost entirely. There's 50 minutes left.
It's a long, and they're on DVDs, so you have to the old DVDs, so you have to flip.
You have to flip it. To
watch the second half.
And it's not like it's high quality.
No.
I mean, it's standard definition
but it's awesome.
Yeah, so that was fun because we were fixing the air conditioning.
Well, you were fixing it.
Yeah.
Well,
so
you were watching someone fix the air conditioning.
Yeah. We had a guy come in from church who's a pro. So, I already diagnosed everything and he took care of the rest.
There,
let's just put it that way.
Supervising and cheering him on.
Yes.
And trying to pretend like he was actually doing something while the girls and I were watching Anne of Green Gables.
I was surfing the web on my phone, watching some Fortnite videos. What can I say?
Constantly.
Yeah. Anything else been on this week?
We've been watching some Stargate SG-1. We're almost done with season 10.
Almost done. The last season.
We won't have any more Stargate SG-1. And then you'll have to wait and see what
is going to be the next show because Brittany gets to pick the next one.
I get to pick next.
Britt's picks.
So
this week, Britt's picks. Stargate SG-1. What did you think? We just got to the 200th episode, which is...
That episode was kind of lame.
Real weird.
Yeah. It was weird. It was like...
It was real funny when it aired.
But not a clip show.
Yeah.
But...
Because it was clips of like them doing alternate versions of their own show.
Yeah.
It was real strange. It's funny. I will say when it aired live...
He told me before
it was
we
hilarious.
watched it.
I was like, your mind's going to explode. And
then it wasn't
it didn't.
exploded.
Brittany's mind did, which is good because I didn't have to clean up. And I hate cleaning up after that sort of thing. So
He doesn't clean up after vomit.
what a mess. Actually, I do clean up vomit in the car every time. Every time Emmeline has puked in the car.
But you couldn't clean up a rotten bag of potatoes.
Oh, that was gross. Even you thought that was gross. Come on.
Anyways.
So we had potatoes. Anyways. All right. So this week on Incredible Critics, the next part of today is going to be a little segment we call Brit's Picks. And that was the guinea pig. We got a guinea pig today.
The water thing.
Did he just escape? A little bit.
No.
He's fine.
The water thing is still
He's escaped. He's gone. He's running through the walls.
A new guinea pig.
We did. That's also what's on.
His name is Niffler.
Niffler.
Who knows what that's from?
Niffler J. Gruber. So, yeah.
We'll have Tim introduce him.
I can hold him on next week's podcast or something. All right. So, without further ado, Brit's Picks this week. Brit's Picks is all about musical movies, musicals that have been made into movies. Okay, because there's plenty of really great musicals, right? But we're gonna hit the top ones that have been made into movies.
Okay.
Like Wicked has not been made into a movie,
no,
but it's your favorite musical
but they're supposed
of all time.
To be making it into a movie.
Maybe they will.
Guys, Wicked is the bomb.
It's wicked awesome. That's how they say it.
In Boston.
All right. All right, so Britt, I'm going to let you... Oh, that would be good. No, it says 0 viewers. Womp, womp. Be sure to join us live on Facebook, every Facebook on Tuesdays at 12 p.m.
I really haven't had a chance to think about it a whole lot because we just decided right before.
That's a good one. We're going to go through some really top ones and maybe some that didn't quite hit the mark.
Well, you always have to go with the classics.
Yeah.
I really like old classic musicals, like The Wizard of Oz, The Sound of Music.
Yeah.
I'm a big Doris Day fan, so she has several ones that we can go through.
Cool. So yeah, Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz is just a classic.
Kind of a musical.
It is a musical.
It is and it isn't.
It is.
But they only sing it like 3 songs, right?
No, they sing several songs and they dance.
They do dance. Yeah, so The Wizard of Oz was pretty I was going to say breathtaking. It was pretty revolutionizing. Yep. Box breaking. They broke so many boxes.
It didn't do super well at the beginning.
Yeah, it didn't.
It did in theaters.
So, a cool story. My grandma, the whole time my dad was growing up, and even like later in life when I was alive, she would tell us about how she got to see The Wizard of Oz like live in the theater on a screen and how it was unbelievable. Now, and then for my dad growing up, for my dad growing up, they still had like all black and white TVs. And so it was still like mind blowing. Like, what? You got to see it in color? Wow. It was pretty crazy. Although like colored movies were out all over the place by then. I don't know. But yeah, classic. It broke not a lot of records.
It broke after.
Yes.
And became a heartfelt favorite of the country.
Of the entire United States.
But it had so many crazy things go on set.
Yeah. Like, do or don't YouTube the crazy backstory of The Wizard of Oz. Also, those shoes got like stolen a bunch of times. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty crazy one too.
But like the lady, I forget her name, who played the Wicked Witch, she got like burned severely one time.
While
she was dropping down in
during
Oz,
one of the pyrotechnics.
In the Munchkin Land. And Buddy Ebsen was slated to play the Tin Man, but he was allergic to the stuff,
the silver cream or whatever
that they paint on the face, so he couldn't be.
So he couldn't do it.
So he became a Beverly Hillbilly instead.
Yep.
Or was he before? I don't know if it was.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Anyways, Buddy Ebsen.
Buddy Ebsen. Yeah. And there's a lot of real other crazy stuff in the backstories of The Wizard of Oz. We have the 70th anniversary Blu-ray.
A wild bunch.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And also a lot of real creepy, scary things. All right. So The Wizard of Oz. The Sound of Music, though, also pretty huge.
Oh yeah, that
Pretty
was
ginormous
huge.
hit
Yeah.
back in the day.
I mean, Julie Andrews, she's just like, she was a musical genius. I mean, you have The Sound of Music, you have Mary Poppins, both like phenomenal,
iconic.
Yeah, like almost anywhere you go that has seen movies knows those, even though
all over the world. Yeah, and they recently did a bunch of cool behind the scenes stuff more with The Sound of Music with some of the actors all grown up. And it's a shame because Julie Andrews had, what did she have with her vocal cords?
I think in her
nodules.
Yeah.
And
so she
had surgery. Right.
And it
couldn't sing the same.
No,
ever
she doesn't
again.
have quite the range that she did, which her range was nuts. Insane.
So are you looking forward to the new Mary Poppins?
I'm excited about it.
Jim from The Office's wife.
I
can't remember her name.
She's really funny, and I can't remember her name right now either.
Fact check. Where's my fact check?
But I am cautiously optimistic about it. But I am also a tad bit leery to try and recapture the like Mary as in Mary.
I don't care. It's not. Just keep talking. Is it going to recapture the magic? Yeah, Emily Blunt.
And then
directed by Rob Marshall.
From
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah. From,
writer of Hamilton.
Hamilton. Meryl Streep, she's in it?
Angela Lansbury is also in it. She's a balloon lady. Angela Lansbury is still alive. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I don't believe
Dick
that.
Van Dyke was going to be in it, but I didn't know that Meryl Streep was in it.
She has dentures.
She is another one of those actresses that is just like so good.
So speaking of which, Into the Woods.
Mamma Mia.
And Mamma Mia.
Two
iconic Meryl Streep musicals as movie musicals. I don't like Mamma Mia. It's the worst. I hate it. It's the worst.
Here I go again.
We actually have one of the teenagers at our church, like, she's absolutely loves Mamma Mia.
No, our pastor's wife.
Oh, yeah, she does too.
It's her favorite.
Yeah. I don't like ABBA music.
No, you don't.
Nope. But Into the Woods, pretty good. That's a pretty good adaptation.
It is.
They had to chop some stuff up to make that because they wanted to keep it short.
I had never seen anything
or
heard of anything before seeing the actual movie.
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, it was good.
It was good.
I mean, the singing chops.
That also is Emily Blunt, isn't it?
Yeah, Emily Blunt's the baker's wife. And
the baker.
What's her face from the baker?
Yeah. James Corden.
Yeah.
He killed it.
Yeah, he's really good. But the girl from Pitch Perfect, she has a really good voice.
Yes, she's in it.
She plays like the Cinderella character.
Yeah.
She's super.
Chris Pine is one of the handsome prince, right?
Yeah.
And he's just over the top Chris Pine. Too handsome for Hollywood.
Just, yeah. So funny.
Yeah, that was good. So I saw the original one of the original recordings of Into the Woods, which was the entire stage musical. And that had Bernadette Peters.
Oh man!
As the
only thing I've ever seen Bernadette Peters in is the Cinderella musical with Brandy and Whitney Houston and Whoopi Goldberg
and Victor Garber as the king, and Whoopi Goldberg's
the queen.
The queen, and their son is the guy that was in the Jungle Book live action.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, the old Jungle Book one. It came out when we were kids, and it was like a little too creepy.
We were never like that into the Jungle Book growing up. That
no, it was not a Disney version of the Jungle Book. Okay. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, so that was crazy. For TV musicals, let's talk about some TV musicals.
TV musicals.
So Cinderella, you just mentioned, that was a TV special.
Was it? I thought it was just a straight to DVD.
No, it came out on DVD. It aired on ABC.
VHS.
Yeah. VHS. Straight to VHS. No, I think it aired on ABC first.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
As like a special.
I remember going to Toys R Us and seeing it, and it was Cinderella, and I was like, "Ooh, I want that."
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "No, we need to see it first." And then I bought it anyways as a small child with money that I had. And then brought it home.
Somehow. Was your dad like, it's fine?
I don't know. I don't remember how.
But you got it, and you fell in love.
No, and then I got it with my own money. I remember being at Toys
R Us.
That
was a good one.
Which, rip.
Rest in peace, Toys R Us. Pour one out on the computer for Toys R Us. I'm just kidding.
Oh, there's stuff on there. Right here. That would
have been gross.
Risky.
Well, yeah.
There's stuff on the edge of that cup.
Oh yeah, I could. Yes, I thought you meant in Cinderella. I was like, oh yeah, right. No, isn't Jason Alexander in that too? Is he like the courtier or whatever? That like Bernadette Peter tries to. What were they thinking when they made that movie?
It was crazy, but it was so good. It
the
was
cast of 1,000 Faces.
Or not Whoopi Goldberg. Whitney Houston.
Yes, she was a fairy godmother, right?
Yeah, she was a fairy godmother. So
nailed it.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. So.
But that was a big one from my childhood that I remember.
Yeah.
Can we talk about a not so great one by a singer who is
a few not so great ones. Yes.
Even though I'm not a country music fan, but her portrayal of this character.
Okay, so let's hit some not so great ones. You first, and then I'll go.
The Sound of Music with
yes, it was so bad.
With Carrie Underwood.
That was rough.
I am not a country music fan at all, but she's more poppy-ish in some of her songs.
Yes.
Anyways, and I was a big American Idol fan whenever she won. So she's not like super country twang. And if she does do super country twang songs, I don't listen to it. But her portrayal of it was just rough. It was rough. She is not an actress. She is a singer. And just everything about it was kind of
the whole, yeah. And if I'm being honest, pretty much all of the last few years we've seen a lot of musicals that they bring to TV, but they're going to do it live. We're going to do it live. And I have not liked any of them. I haven't liked a single one of those. Grease. They did a Peter Pan one, right?
I don't know. I don't think
or that was that one. Maybe that wasn't a musical, but maybe it was like the play version.
We ended up not watching the last live
one. The Grease, did we even watch Grease?
We might have turned to it for like a millisecond.
It was rough. Did they do Hairspray or something?
Yeah. That was the last one, and we didn't watch it.
No. I'm like, you just did a movie of Hairspray.
Which was good.
It was great. Just leave it.
Yeah.
Just leave it be.
Hairspray the musical was good.
Yes.
John Travolta as the woman man.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a fun musical. Not live. What else did they do live? It's all been bad. I haven't liked a single thing that they've done.
All of the live TV musicals.
Okay, so growing up, we in my house listened to lots of show tunes all the time.
We did not.
Yeah.
Which would maybe surprise you.
Which it is surprising.
As much as
you've absorbed over the years, I guess.
I really had to like introduce myself via the library, with like classics, like the musicals and not musicals.
Yeah.
And I kind of got myself into them. And then I've just kind of gotten more in being a grouper, like with Les Mis and Into the Woods. I had never seen Les Mis. That movie was really good.
Yeah, so specifically, that's what I wanted to bring up, Les Mis. So with all of if going into that movie, if you were a fan of the musical, 90% of musical original fans of Les Mis did not enjoy that movie. And I say 90%. I made that up.
Well, that's because it's revolutionary.
They did it it's very strange.
Well, they did it where they
I loved it. I will hold on. I'll say I thought it was awesome. I liked everybody they picked except maybe Eddie Redmayne. Just stay in Fantastic Beasts, bro. I'm just kidding. He did a good job with the acting part of the singing. I don't know about the singing part. It was very interesting. So go ahead and describe.
With musicals, they just kind of keep the songs and like record them in the studio.
Yes.
The way that it's supposed to be.
Yeah, movie musicals pre-record everything.
While they're acting it out. And in Les Mis, they sung acted it
yes.
in their own way to
they basically
more dramatic effect.
Yeah, they put more emphasis on the acting, and so it meant that the songs were not precisely timed. They would just kind of go with the flow of whoever is singing in that moment,
like Anne Hathaway.
Yes, and I will say, like, the performances were phenomenal,
so good.
But I will tell you, I've talked to so many people who are huge fans of that musical, like who saw it on Broadway, and hated the movie. They just couldn't get into it, and that was a shame.
Well, then it's good that I've never seen anything else.
Yeah. But
that always has happened to me a lot of times, is that I've seen the better thing after seeing originals. Like, seen, because I was never a big like book reader growing up, so I saw movies, and then as I've gotten a little bit older, I've gotten a little bit more into reading books. And then I've gotten into the books.
Yeah.
And so I know that the books are better, but I still enjoyed the movies. I can still enjoy the movies because that was what I first fell in love with, was the movies.
Yeah.
Whereas like if I've read the books first, like the Maze Runner series, and then seen the movies, or
womp womp,
Divergent series, terrible.
Womp womp.
Nothing like the books whatsoever.
Yeah.
Then I have a problem. So I mean, I can see where it is, but I like that for the most part I've seen stuff first and then gone back and seen the better one.
So another one comes to mind that we've talked about on this show quite a bit, and that is Frankie's favorite musical, La La Land. La La Land.
I thought it was good.
We didn't see it in theaters during the hype.
No.
Same thing actually with The Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
No, we did not see that in theaters just because with La La Land.
We heard great things about The Greatest Showman, but for us to get out together to go and see a movie doesn't happen super often.
And going to a movie and not knowing if it's a family movie.
Yeah.
Like we weren't going to just take the girls randomly. So both of those movies we did not see during the hype train.
Plus it's cheaper for us to rent it at the Red Box and then just sit at night once our kids go to bed and watch it.
Yeah.
But La La Land, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
To me, it wasn't worth as much hype as it got. As good as it was, I enjoy some of the old classic musicals.
Yeah. Which and there's a few songs where they did very good homage of classic Hollywood musicals.
A classic Hollywood musical. I think they did a really good job in that, and it does pay good homage. Yeah.
Homage.
I don't know.
Homage.
I don't know.
I think you could say it either way, or you could say it the right way.
The classic musicals.
Yes.
But I think the classic musicals still trump it.
Yeah.
But that's just because I am an old.
Because Fred Astaire is Fred Astaire.
Yeah. Ginger Rogers is Ginger Rogers.
So
Doris Day is Doris Day.
Here's my question to you then, because I think this kind of brings up an interesting topic. Because I'll say the next movie, which I did not like at all, and then I'll bring up the question. The musical I absolutely didn't like was the new Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't like it. No. It was bad. And I say that the effects were fine. They were okay.
Okay,
the art direction was a little bit strange to me, but
I like Emma Watson.
Yes.
Girl, you're not a singer.
She can't sing.
It was like so digital sounding.
Yeah.
And like auto-tuney. It was so bad.
Yeah, so the biggest I will say, and if you've watched it but like haven't heard it, just go back and watch the Bonjour song, the opening where she's walking through the village saying hello to everybody, and listen for, they will have all the parts that are the chorus singing,
and they're good.
Like if it's auto-tuned, you can't tell. They're great. They're singing their parts.
The backups are wonderful.
They're like pitch perfect. When you get to her parts, heavily auto-tuned. Like she sticks out like a sore thumb, her voice. And I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Emma Watson, like my homegirl, couldn't do it.
Being a singer for me, if I'm watching something that is vocally, I mean, I'm not super trained, but I know when something sounds good and when somebody's on pitch and when somebody is not and it's done poorly. And so for me, like vocals is, if you're going to do a musical, vocals are super important. And it just was not good. It was not good.
Was.
And for me,
it was disappointing to me.
I mean, I'm kind of a Disney purist that I really enjoy the classic Disney movies, the classic Beauty and the Beast, the classic Aladdin, Ariel, Cinderella.
Which are all musicals.
Yeah.
And superb.
They're perfect. So why do you need to redo them?
Yeah. And here's what brings me to this topic. I would say they're perfect because they got the perfect people for those parts. Mm-hmm. In some cases, they could sing really great. In some cases, they got a different person to sing
really great. Like, and the perfect person who was her voice and one person who was her singing voice.
This is like straight up Singing in the Rain, except they did not care to hide it. They're like, so-and-so is cast as Aladdin, but so-and-so is singing.
It's like Mulan.
Totally fine with me.
What's her face from
Ming-Na Wen? Mulan. Ming-Na was Mulan.
Is that the girl from
in the cartoon? From Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah. Agent May.
I couldn't think of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah. She was the voice, and then there was a different singer.
So here's the issue and the question to you. Are we missing out in modern Hollywood musicals? Are we missing out on the best part of the musical because Hollywood is casting the top actors instead of the top performers? Does that make sense?
I think partially. I mean, they tend to go for more big names than like talent. I mean, you need to find like okay, Meryl Streep is the exception. She is an exceptional actress, and she has the singing chops to back it up. She does great.
Right.
But a lot of times they want to pick and cast like the bigger names who are just like okay at singing.
Yeah. So we'll drag them in like what's his name
coach them.
In La La Land, the lead guy.
Oh.
I can't remember his name.
Names now. I'm usually really good at names.
Ryan
Gosling.
I wasn't gonna say Seacrest. Ryan Gosling. Yeah, he could not quite sing. He did learn how to play the piano straight up for that part.
It was like in Les Mis when what's his face?
Eddie Redmayne.
No.
No, sorry.
The guy who was hunting after
Javert. Yeah. Russell Crowe could not sing. Yeah, that was rough.
He was bad.
Yeah, and then we have like Emma Watson.
She's a good actress.
And here's what I'll say. Maybe she can sing. Maybe Disney just auto-tuned her. I don't know, because they do that with all their musicals nowadays. And
then they messed up her Barbie doll too.
That's true. Barbie doll. We go to Target. We're walking down the princess aisle, and her Barbie doll's face is like the wrong shape. It's like the weirdest shape.
Forehead.
Yeah. Anyways. Let's talk about The Greatest Showman. So, hit of last year.
Yes.
Was nominated for a bunch of Academy Awards. I
wouldn't say that the story was that. I would say that the
story was like kind of meh. The music was
phenomenal.
Like top notch.
Phenomenal.
And what I'll say is they cast really three actors as three of the main parts who could, four really, who could sing so good, right? They had Hugh Jackman, they had Zac Efron, Zendaya, who's just getting into acting, and then I can't remember who played his wife.
Heath Ledger's girl.
Yeah. Pour one out for Heath Ledger. Okay.
You're gonna do it one time, and I know. It's gonna like.
And so they could sing. Everybody else, they ended up just like, let's cast whoever can just sing this. Even if they've never been in a movie.
The great thing is
the bearded lady.
The bearded lady.
Yeah.
She was just
the was person like the
that
temp
they brought in to
sing a part
and to show what it would sound like.
Yeah, she was a temporary, like, just come in and sing so we can sell this. And then they were like,
you're perfect.
Yeah.
We're gonna cast you.
You're in.
I mean, hello.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Break of a lifetime.
So I think definitely for the most part we're missing out on really, really great musicals because they're just casting the famousest face they can find.
Yeah, which I mean, they kind of did that back in the day, but back in the day, people were multi-talented.
That's true.
Like trained. Like Fred Astaire, he was a trained actor, but he was also a dancer and a singer.
And what I'll say with Fred Astaire, he's no Ryan Gosling. Am I right, ladies? Am I right? But guess what? He was trained at all that stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't have to like grill himself trying to learn a piano part for a movie just so it would be his hands playing it.
Right.
Like, he was trained in that stuff. Who else? Even Dick Van Dyke in some of the things he was in.
Well, yeah, he's trained in dancing, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Gene Kelly, Singing in the Rain again.
Yes.
Singer, dancer.
Yeah.
Debbie Reynolds from Singing in the Rain.
Right.
They were just
Bing Crosby. I don't know
Doris
how much
Day.
of a dancer he was, but when he was in like White Christmas, they didn't put him in the heavy dance numbers with Danny Kaye. Danny Kaye was like in the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But then they also had these lead parts in their show that were not even people singing. They just had some other guy as a lead part doing all the crazy dancing. But yeah, Doris Day. I don't know. I feel like if they really wanted to capture that old Hollywood, like they really went for it with La La Land. They really tried. But I feel like they just cast the dude, the goose, Ryan Gosling. They just cast that goose with the golden face.
She was good.
She was good. I think she can
trained in some stuff.
Yes, I think so.
But she
could sing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Gosling is not a trained singer.
Yeah.
And so maybe some of the parts in that.
But I think they made a valiant effort, and I did enjoy it.
Yes, it was still, I liked it a lot.
We have one viewer.
Except the end. It's me.
Oh, is it you?
And welcome to Incredible Critics, where we hold a phone in front of the camera. Yep. Any other notable ones you would want to say, babe?
I mean,
we have tons.
Yeah.
Brittany loves old movies, loves old musicals.
Much. And I'm introducing our kids to it, which is
great. They love it. Our girls are like, Singing in the Rain's the best. They were like, let's Meet Me in St. Louis.
Meet Me in St. Louis is so good. And we just introduced them to Seven Brides for Seven Brothers in the last couple months, which is a great musical.
It's
so good.
One of the most ridiculous older musicals.
But it's so funny. And
it's hilarious.
And there's not even any big names that I really know of in that. I mean, they might have been kind of big back then.
Yeah.
But not as big as like a Doris Day or Judy Garland.
Right. It wasn't like, and there's 7 brothers and 7 brides. Yeah. And then the whole town. And only a few of those dudes did a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. But they were all dancing. Like the brothers were all dancers. And
they all did stuff. That was crazy.
And what else was a good one?
You said 7 Brides for 7 Brothers and Meet Me in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Definitely. Solid.
Calamity Jane. That's a really funny, good one.
That's a pretty ridiculous one. Yeah.
And then we could throw in some Marilyn Monroe. We have Some Like It Hot, which is a really funny one where 2 guys dress up as ladies to hide from
it's the classic White Chicks. If you've ever seen that movie,
but good.
With the Wayans brothers. I'm just kidding.
But actually,
I don't know who's in it. Is it the Wayans?
The Wayans brothers.
Yeah. The Wayans.
But actually, really well done.
That was a classic for sure. Classic. I'm trying to think of other ones that are not as old, but honestly, the past is full of
gems,
diamonds in the rough. And we'll just have to wait and see. They're currently filming another live-action Disney musical of Mulan and Aladdin, which is going to have Will Smith as the genie. He can sing and act.
Only Robin Williams was still here.
I know. He would have been awesome playing.
Reprise his role.
Pour one out for Robin Williams. Oh, okay. All right. Well, this has been Incredible Critics. If you've enjoyed the Gruber extravaganza that has been this episode,
our night. These are our nights of talking.
This is our night.
Get a sneak peek into our lives.
Yeah, if you've enjoyed us, I'm trying to pull up Twitter. It's not on this Twitter.
Too long.
Check. Yep. All right, Ben, edit the end. Here we go. If you've enjoyed the podcast, like us on Facebook. Find us, Incredible Critics, on Twitter, 3 Critics Pod. And be sure to...
it is on Twitter?
Yeah, it's 3 Critics Pod on Twitter.
Oh, it's Incredible Critics.
Fit.
Oh, okay.
It's Incredible Critics is the name of the account, and 3 Critics, it's at 3 Critics Pod. Which, I don't know, there's probably a lot of podcasts with 3 critics that are upset at us, honestly.
I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, tonight's episode is sponsored by
That's all, folks.
Sparkling Ice. Good night. We did it. We did it.
Thanks, Frankie, for nothing.
We did it, and they can't do anything because they're not going to record another episode this week before this one airs. So we got away with it. Now we're going to go watch some Stargate. Yes, of podcasts.
Podcast stealing.
No, freeze frame it right there, Ben. And do music like from Reading Rainbow. Reading Rainbow. Ba-da-ba. Right?